to bring you this afternoon's news in brief live here on Channel 44. We'll start with what's happening in neighboring Kenya. Kenya's Ministry of Health will launch a 2-week vaccination campaign against measles, targeting 1.2 million children aged between 9 months and 5 years. It follows an outbreak in 7 countries that were experiencing 90% of children below 5 years who had missed out on vaccination on the 2 doses. The ongoing drought has made it difficult for health workers to give children this life-saving vaccine due to the movement of people from one place to another in search for food and water. The ministry has not disclosed how many cases and deaths have been reported, but is urging parents and guardians to ensure their children get vaccinated to contain the outbreak. Measles is a highly contagious disease characterized by a high fever and a rash, and the vaccination coverage has steadily declined globally since the beginning of COVID-19 pandemic. The campaign will begin on Friday and end in December. Washington has neither encouraged nor enabled Ukraine to strike targets inside Russia, according to U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken. He was speaking shortly after Moscow accused Kyiv of carrying out drone attacks on 3 Russian airfields, 2 of them hundreds of miles from Ukraine. Ukraine has not commented on the issue. Russian President Vladimir Putin has repeatedly warned that the United States and its allies should not cross red lines by supplying long-range weapons to Ukraine. The US-led NATO military alliance has ruled out providing such arms to Kyiv, and concerns that this could lead to a major escalation with a nuclear-armed Russia that invaded Ukraine on the 24th of February. In the United States, Democrats have cemented their control of the U.S. Senate by winning a bitterly fought seat in Georgia, according to projections. Raphael Warnock fended off a Republican challenger, Herschel Walker, in a race that had been left undecided after last month's midterm election. President Joe Biden's party now holds the upper chamber of Congress by 51 to 49. The result caps a disappointing round of midterm election results for Republicans. The parties underperformed expectations last month by winning only a slender majority in the U.S. House of Representatives, according to the Congress's lower chamber. Moving on, 25 people have been arrested in raids across Germany on suspicion of plotting to overthrow the government. German reports say the group of far-right and ex-military figures plan to storm the parliamentary building, the Reichstag, and seize power. A minor aristocrat described as Prince Henrik who is age 71, is alleged to have been central to their plans. According to federal prosecutors, he is one of the 2 alleged ringleaders among those arrested across German states. The plotters are said to include members of the extremist Citizens of the Reich movement, which has long been in the sights of German police over violent attacks and conspiracy theories. They also refuse to recognize the modern German state. And in the United States, former U.S. President Donald Trump's family's real estate company has been found guilty of tax crimes. The Trump Organization was convicted on all counts yesterday after 2 days of jury deliberations in New York. The business is synonymous with the former president, but neither Mr. Trump nor his family members were personally on trial. Vowing to appeal against the verdict, Mr. Trump said he was disappointed and again called the case a witch hunt. The company was convicted of enriching its top executive with off-the-books benefits for more than a decade. And in the world of environment, humanity has become a weapon of mass extinction, according to the head of the United Nations, who warned at the start of a high-level nature summit in Canada. Governments are meeting in Montreal to agree targets to reverse the loss of nature. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said they have a chance to stop the orgy of destruction which has put a million species at risk of extinction. Biodiversity is the sum of all living things on the planet and the way they are connected in a complex web of life that we rely upon for food, clean air, and water. Finally, in Asia, China is lifting its most severe COVID policies, including forcing people into quarantine camps just weeks after landmark protests against the strict controls. People with COVID can now isolate at home rather than in state facilities if they have mild or no symptoms. They also no longer need to show tests for more venues and can travel more freely inside the country. Citizens have expressed relief but also concern about the sudden changes. One person who wrote on social media said that finally they will no longer worry about getting infected or being taken away as a close contact. Well, that brings us to the end of this afternoon's News in Brief. Thank you for watching Channel 44. I remind you, this Monday, which is the 12th of December, we have a dinner in honor and in support of Karamoja. Join us once again by coming and buying a table, booking a table for you, your workmates, and your family members, and come ready to give to the people of Karamoja. Let's give them an experience of their lifetime as we end the year. God will surely bless us. God bless you. Pastor Jessica Kayanja is coming up next with the Marriage Now program. God bless you.